A workforce analytics framework that might be of interest, because many organizations, and there's a survey that was done recently, that we did recently rather, that supports this, is not many organizations have a workforce planning model, nor do they have a workforce analytics model, a way to think about organizing the data and in turn communicating it. So here, this leverages the balanced scorecard. If you're familiar with Norton Kaplan's work, out of the early 90s. They look at metrics through 4 lenses: a financial lens, an operational lens, a customer market lens, and what they call learning and growth. And years ago, I had the audacity to change that to leaders, managers, and the workforce, because they're the ones who affect the customer experience. They're the ones who affect innovation and, in turn, financial outcomes. This group is also the customers of HR and talent management, and leadership sets the agenda. So what do we have here? We have a causal framework, if you will, of what HR and talent management does affects the employee experience and in turn the customer experience and financial outcomes. So if I go to a leader and say, hey, what's important to you? He or she will often say, well, I want to increase profitability. Well, how do you do that? Well, increase sales. Well, how do you increase sales? Well, elevate customer satisfaction. Well, how do you do that? Well, you have innovative product, you have clean stores, you have great team performance, you have employee engagement. Well, how do you achieve that? Well, we have good onboarding, we have good decision support, we have good leaders in the stores, for example. We're assessing talent well. So we have all this mess. So I do not advocate you go to a leader and say, hey, this is what we look at, this is what I heard you say. But what are these? They're a set of hypotheses. So if you underlie that framework, it starts to make more sense and becomes more clear. So what's our goal through analytics? Is not to make the world more complex, because if you share, you get kicked out of the room. But if you share something like this, it starts to resonate. So here distills all this noise and identifies the signals. For example, if I make an investment in onboarding or reorienting, say, managers, it's going to elevate associate engagement by, in this case, 3 percentage points. It's going to elevate customer satisfaction by 2.5 points, and increase sales by 6%, all attributed to that onboarding. So through statistical techniques, we can actually isolate the drivers and the associated impact of these downstream metrics. So one of the things that I often am asked, and I'm sure you are as well, what is the financial impact of that HR program or talent management initiative? The thing is, it's just an absurd question, because when we're doing analytics, we are in what? We're in open systems. It's not a petri dish where if I poke the little amoeba, it's going to go that way and I know it moved because I poked it. That's a closed system. We're an open system. So there's a host of variables impacting sales. The weather impacts sales more than that HR initiative, or the state of the economy, or what have you. Okay, we have to capture these intermediary variables if we're going to tell a story about how a particular program positively influenced the organization.